It was a cloudy afternoon in the quiet suburbs of Mapleview. The wind carried the scent of fresh rain on concrete, and leaves danced through the empty sidewalks like little whispers of the coming storm. At the far corner of the city square, tucked between a faded laundromat and a tired flower shop, was a small bench, old, chipped, and forgotten by most. But today, it would witness something remarkable. 7-year-old Lily sat on that bench with her tiny legs swinging, a crumpled pizza box resting beside her. She had saved up her weekly allowance, coins carefully collected in a jar shaped like a cat, just enough to buy one single slice of pizza from Tony's down the street. For her it was a treasure, a luxury, a reward for staying brave, while her mom worked double shifts and her dad remained. A distant memory wrapped in silence and sighs. The slice wasn't anything extravagant, just cheese and tomato. But for Lily, it was magic. Each bite was supposed to make her forget the growling in her stomach and the worry in her chest. But before she could take her first bite, she noticed someone, a woman, sitting just a few feet away on the bench's other side, dressed in a sleek gray pantsuit that had seen better days. Her heels were scuffed. Her eyes, once probably sharp and commanding, were now dulled with defeat. She looked tired, not the kind of tired that sleep could fix, but the kind that came from falling, failing, pretending you hadn't. She was scrolling through her phone over and over. No signal, no notifications, just silence. Lily stared, and back at her slice and back at the woman. The pizza was warm. Her belly was empty, her heart unsure. But then the woman sighed. It wasn't loud, but it was the kind of sound that a soul makes when it forgets how to hope. Lily scooted over. Slowly, carefully, her sneakers squeaked on the wood. "Do you want some?" she asked, offering the only slice she had. The woman blinked. "I'm okay," she said, with a forced smile. "You look sad," Lily said plainly. "Pizza helps." The woman let out a small laugh, surprised by the little girl's honesty. She looked down at the greasy paper plate and saw the warm, slightly floppy slice being held out with two hands. No hesitation, no agenda, just pure, unfiltered kindness. "Are you sure?" she asked gently. Lily nodded. "I already had 3 crackers and an apple today." That sentence hit harder than expected. The woman took the slice. She cried. Not big sobbing cries, just quiet tears. The kind you cry when someone's kindness catches you so off guard it reminds you you're still human. "I'm Ava," the woman said. "Lily," the girl replied, swinging her legs again. For the next 15 minutes, they shared that moment. A CEO who just yesterday had been pushed out of her own company after years of building it from the ground up, and a little girl who knew more about strength and sacrifice than most adults ever would. Ava didn't explain what had happened. She didn't need to. But something about Lily's genuine care began to piece her back together. The way that little girl talked about her dreams of becoming a teacher, how she loved drawing houses and flowers, and how her mom told her every morning, "The world doesn't need more money, it needs more kindness." Ava didn't realize it then. But that single gesture, that one moment on that old bench, would change her life. The woman who had built empires, signed million-dollar deals, and walked stages around the world had been reminded of her humanity. Not by another executive, not by a therapist, not by a self-help book, but by a little girl with one slice of pizza and a heart full of gold. And then it happened. Lily's mom arrived, tired, worn out, but still holding a smile for her daughter. Ava watched as Lily jumped into her arms and said, "Mommy, I shared my pizza with a sad lady." She was nice. The mother smiled at Ava, politely, not recognizing her, and they walked away, just like that. But Ava couldn't move. She stared at the spot where Lily sat, and then something inside her sparked. The storm above began to rumble, but inside her, the clouds were clearing. She stood up, wiped her tears, and made a decision. She was going to find that little girl again, but not just to say thank. No, she was going to change her life. Asterisk Ava Hamilton wasn't a woman who gave up easily. Even as a child, she had learned to fight through chaos, raised in a foster system that forgot her, surrounded by doors that closed before she could knock. But she had built herself from the ashes. College scholarships, internships, one late-night coding project that turned into a tech startup, which then exploded into a $200 million company, asterisk, and yet. 2 weeks ago, it had all been ripped from her, asterisk betrayed, by partners. Outmaneuvered by people she once called friends. Asterisk the board had voted. She was out, asterisk, but in her lowest moment, on that cold bench in Mapleview. A child reminded her of something she'd forgotten, not just kindness, but purpose. Asterisk now. She wasn't chasing revenge. She was chasing redemption. Asterisk, and it started with finding Lily. Asterisk Ava didn't know her last name. She didn't have her address. All she had was a memory. A slice of pizza. In a neighborhood. Asterisk so she returned to the square every day at 3:45 p.m. The time Lily had been there, hoping to see her again. Asterisk days passed. No sign? Asterisk until one afternoon, as Ava sat near the flower shop with a bouquet in hand. A familiar voice rang out. Asterisk double quotes, "Hi, pizza lady." Lily. This time she was wearing a backpack with a cat keychain and dragging along a worn-out jacket. Her mom was walking just a few steps behind, looking surprised. Asterisk, you came back. Lily giggled. Asterisk Ava smiled. I owed you a thank you. Asterisk the mother watched cautiously. Ava stood and extended a hand. Asterisk, I'm Ava, your daughter, helped me. In a very big way. Asterisk the mother, her name was Carla, shook her hand politely. She worked at a nursing home and barely had enough time or energy to track strangers. But something about Ava's presence wasn't threatening. It was calming. Asterisk over the next hour, Ava explained who she was. CEO. Recently ousted. Searching for meaning? Asterisk I didn't come back for business, she explained. I came back, 'cause I owe your daughter more than I can ever explain. Carla looked stunned. Ava continued, she reminded me of something that money, power, and success can't give you. Humanity, grace, and the courage to care. Tears welled in Carla's eyes. Lily just smiled, happily munching on a new slice of pepperoni Ava had bought for her. Asterisk then came the moment that would alter their lives. Forever, asterisk, I want to offer Lily a scholarship, Ava said, to one of the best private schools in the state. Full tuition, supplies, transportation, everything, and later mentorship. University prep, a path out of struggle if she wants it. Carla's knees nearly gave out. I don't know what to say, she whispered. Asterisk, just say yes, Ava said. And she did. In the months that followed, Lily's life transformed. She entered a school where she thrived not because she was rich, but because she was curious, compassionate, and fearless. Ava became more than a benefactor. She became family, Asterisk and Ava. She launched a new company, this time built on principles of transparency, impact, and empathy. She called it Slice in honor of that moment. A tech platform that connected small acts of kindness to big opportunities. Asterisk, because sometimes. She said in her TED Talk a year later, all it takes is one slice of pizza to remind the world of what really matters. Asterisk Lily and her mom sat in the front row, smiling through tears. Asterisk the girl who shared her last bite had changed a stranger's life. Asterisk and that stranger had changed theirs in return.